Today I'm going to make one of my family's favorite desserts, banana pudding. We call it Nanner Puddin. Either way, it's delicious, and I'm going to show you. I make it a little bit different than probably some people do, but it's just something I've done over the years. I tweak it here and there. It's never going to taste the same, you know, each time I make it, but it's usually pretty good and nobody ever complains. So we're going to get started. I use vanilla pudding usually. You can use banana pudding, but sometimes I can't find it in this big box, and the vanilla pudding is just as good. Your bananas are going to give it the flavor. So we're going to use this. I'm going to make a big batch of it. We're going to use 2 boxes. It looks like each box calls for 3 cups of cold milk. So we're going to have to, let's see, 2, 4, 6. So we're going to pour the milk up to the 2-cup mark on here, and we're going to do that 3 times, and then that should be 6 cups, which is 3 and 3 on the box. Yes. Awesome math skills. Let's see. So on here, this is a well-loved cup, so some of the markings are off, but I got lucky. It does have the 1 and the 2 cup on here, and that's what we need is the 2 cups. So we're going to pour the first one up to this line. And then we're going to do this 2 more times. I'm going to go ahead and open my box of pudding. That way the powder can kind of get in here, and we're going to mix it with a mixer anyway, but the next 2 cups will kind of pour over the powder from the pudding. And you can use any brand that you like. I get this, you know, again, last time in my video I told you we have a local store here in Texas called H-E-B. It's my favorite store. It's a lot of times more cost effective for me to buy their brand. They have several different brands of products. A lot of it's the Hill Country Fair line. They've got Park Manor is one of their brands. And then they also have, it just says H-E-B on it. So it looks like all the products I'm using today happen to be from H-E-B. A lot of times, you know, that's my favorite store. Some things I'll buy brand specific, but I think on this it doesn't matter. I've done this for years and nobody's ever said they didn't like it. So I think we're good to go. And honestly, a lot of times when I buy their products, not to knock the national brand, but I find that a lot of times H-E-B's products actually have a better flavor. So, win-win. Okay, so we already poured 2 cups in there, so we need 4 more cups. So I'm going to pour this up to the 2-cup line again. We'll pour that in. And I've got a little pyramid of powder in there that's no longer a pyramid. So let's pour that on there. And again, we're using my trusty cake pan lid. I like it because it's pretty deep. I don't have any bowls that are big and deep enough, so a lot of times when you're using the mixer it doesn't splatter quite as much. So put that in the sink. I'm going to go ahead and put my milk up to give me more room on the counter, and also, you know, you don't want to leave your milk on the counter to get spoiled possibly. And this looks pretty involved, but it's really not. We're going to mix the pudding first. And I forgot to look at how long you need to mix this pudding. It's been a whole minute since I've made it, so I'm going to look on the box again. Okay, 1 to 2 minutes till well blended, so not a big deal. And the trash was clean, but you know, I'm on video and you want to keep your hands clean whenever you make something, especially for your family you love so much. And since I'm doing that anyway, we're going to go ahead and wash this cup. That way if I need it for something else, it's washed. And I had dish soap on this sponge already. A lot of times if I've just got 1 or 2 dishes, instead of making a whole sink, I just put a little dish soap on the sponge and clean it like that. So again, don't need to tell you how to wash dishes. You can wash your dishes however you want. So, we're going to get started mixing this. This time I'm going to make sure my beaters are in there good, because a lot of times they'll kind of pop out on you. And we've got the milk in here and the powder from the pudding, so we're just going to start mixing it up a little bit. You just want to kind of move it all through the bowl to make sure sure that you're getting all the liquid and the powder mixed together. I don't know, we may edit some of this out later because it might be pretty boring watching somebody just sit there with a mixer. But then again, it's kind of mesmerizing, kind of like meditating, just listening to the words and drowning out all your thoughts. I don't think it's been 2 minutes, but it looks like this is starting to thicken up pretty good. So we're gonna follow instructions. Some things I just wing, but if the box actually tells me to do something, I'm gonna listen to it. I'm sure some people in the food lab probably know more than I do about mixing pudding. You can see it's starting to thicken up. If you see why I love this bowl so much, back in the day before I had this, or cake pan lid, let's call it by its proper name. Back in the day before I had this, I'd have splatters of pudding everywhere because while it's still liquefied, it's almost impossible not to have that happen. I have another minute on this. I probably should have looked at the clock before I started, but I don't think anybody's going to die if I don't for the whole 2 minutes as long as it looks thicker. Kind of pudding that you put on the stove. I just don't care to do that because I don't want to stand over. It's already hot. I've told you before we're in Texas. Today was 101 degrees on the clock in my car. So I really, if I can get away without standing over a stove, that's what I'm going to do. Plus, if you cook it over the stove, you'll have to remember to put it in the fridge to cool down. Otherwise, it'll kind of turn the fruit that you're going to put in here kind of a nasty color. And we don't want that. Alrighty, I'm pretty sure that was 2 minutes. So, we're going to turn this off. I always kind of raise it up a little bit to get as much of the pudding or whatever I'm mixing off of there. So, we're going to go ahead and unplug that. And move the mixer over there. So, there's your pudding. I mixed it in this bowl, but I'm actually going to put the pudding in a different bowl. We're going to set that aside for now. And then I'm going to grab a bowl here. This is the one I usually use when we're going somewhere. And because I have a lid for it, of course, like my other pots and pans, the lid doesn't match, but it fits. So that's a plus right there for me. I think what happens is we go to family dinners and whatnot, and I'll bring, stuff. This orange container has a blue lid now, and the blue container I must have owned at one time probably has an orange lid, but kind of doesn't affect the taste, so we're good there. All right, so we're going to use the vanilla wafers, and I bought 2 boxes. I'm not sure if I'm using them both or not. My family likes lots of cookies in there. Whenever I make this, my husband always asks them to put more cookies. So I put these in the bottom of the bowl. You could pour them in if you want, but I'm kind of OCD about this, and I like the tops to be on the thing. I'm sure when you eat it, it doesn't matter, but so it's not even for that first layer, but we've got a lot of cookies in there. And then, let's see. I think I'm going to save this banana for our dolphin. What's our dolphin? We're going to find out. Okay, so I'm peeling the banana. I usually cut it real thin because I'll be honest, I am not a banana person, but you cannot make nanner pudding without the nanners. And everybody else in my family is pretty normal and they love bananas. So, but when I do it thin like this, if I eat it, it doesn't affect me so much. So, of course, it takes me longer to do this because I do it real thin, but that's all right. That one got a little thick. Hopefully I don't get that one in my bed. Can't remember if I put a whole banana on the bottom, but let's see how this looks when I get halfway through the banana, because we're also going to put some other fruit in here. Okay, so that seems like enough bananas to me, because we're also going to put blueberries in here. And I've gotten these blueberries. They say they're washed, but I think it's probably a good idea to wash them again, because I'm sure, you know, they're in a hurry to get them from the, I don't know, we're going to call it a factory to your store. So I'm going to pour them in this little colander here and just kind of rinse them real good. And then we're going to kind of shake that out a bit. It's not going to be a huge deal if they're a little bit wet because they're going in the pudding anyway and the pudding's wet. So I think we'll all survive if our blueberries are a little wet. Anyway, so we're pouring some of them on the bottom. Kind of looks like that. Okay, I think that's enough blueberries. We'll pour them back in there, and if we do some more, we'll wash them again, of course. Alrighty, so I'm also going to put strawberries in here. This is kind of a, you know, again, nanner pudding, but it tastes really good with the strawberries and blueberries in here. And you get extra fruit in your pudding, so it makes it seem slightly healthier. I'm not sure if it is or not, but who cares? Anyway, we're going to do the same thing with the strawberries. We're going to wash them. And I'm going to wash my knife because I'm going to use them for this to cut up the strawberries. Alrighty, so I always start by cutting the top off. And just kind of slice it. I just kind of slice it down the middle too, that way you're not getting a big chunk of strawberry. Some people like a big chunk of strawberry, but some people don't. Of course, as usual, the goal is always to not cut your hand off while you're doing this. This is actually a steak knife I use. Out of all my knives, I like this one the best. I know I have knives that are probably for this exact purpose, but this steak knife works awesomely. So. I probably should have counted these strawberries, but you can always rewind the tape if you wanted to know. I use, oh, my daughter's smart. She's looking in the sink. I've used 4 already. That's smart. You're welcome, my baby. Thank you, Mr. Bodu, for teaching my baby good math skills.
Yes. Shout out, Mr. Bodu.
He was an awesome teacher. All right, so we're putting those in there, and it looks pretty nice. So I'm going to save these for the next layer, and then in the pudding, I put a little bit of whipped topping. We're going to put some on top too. I may not need both of these containers, but I can't remember. So we've got the whipped topping, and we're going to mix some of it in with the pudding. Some meaning probably about half. So we're going to mix that in real good. Okay, so we've mixed that in pretty good enough. And then we're going to add some marshmallows. This is a 16-ounce bag, and I think I'm probably going to use about half of the bag maybe. Maybe not, I'm just going to eyeball it as it goes, and then I'll show you what's left. Okay. Okay, that looks like enough, so a little less than a half. And we're going to stir it up. I may put some more if it doesn't look like it's... Okay, I think I'm going to add a little bit more. Okay, so we've basically used half a bag, so if you want to be exact, more or less 8 ounces. Okay, so we have our layer of cookie, banana, and blueberries. And we're going to pour some of this on top. Okay. Get that. And then we're going to put another layer of cookies and fruit. So, where's my cookies? Again, I like the tops up. Doesn't matter. Let me shake this so it's more even on there. Alrighty. So we will put these cookies on top. And we'll start on the outside of the pudding. Okay, and then we're gonna wash the knife because I washed strawberries last. I don't know about cross-contamination on fruit, but why take a chance when it takes like 2 seconds to wash your knife? Anyway, we're gonna do the bananas again. You can put as much bananas in there as you want. You know, again, I told you I'm not a huge banana fan, so I try to get away with as little as possible. This pudding's for my family, and they kind of know how I am. If I were to make this for a potluck or, you know, for work people, I'd probably do the bananas more normal. I'd still put this extra fruit in there, but I can get away with thinly sliced bananas for my family because most of them like the cookies and the pudding best. And when you have all that fruit in there, it tastes good either way. Okay. So now we're gonna do the strawberries. I'm gonna do the strawberries next. I know I did the blueberries right after the bananas last time, but it really doesn't matter. And my strawberries are still in the colander wash, so why not? And you can put as much fruit in there as you like. If you like things other than strawberries and blueberries, you can do that too. I probably wouldn't put pineapple in there though. It would taste good if it's going to get all eaten at the same sitting, but sometimes the juice from the pineapple kind of mixes in with the pudding and doesn't taste so delicious. So, looks like we're doing 4 more strawberries. So, oh, that's a horrible noise, so I'm going to try not to do that. And if I did that before, I'm sorry. And there we go. Maybe I'm not able to avoid that noise, but let's still avoid cutting our hand off. Or fingertip. Might need that later. The blueberries are nice because I don't have to cut them. Get that little green thing off of there. That's just from the stem. I'm going to cheat and do a double cut. Like I saved half of a second. Like that really matters. Okay, so we're putting this in. You've got your bananas and you've got your strawberries, and then we're going to wash off some more blueberries to put in there. I need to keep one for my dolphin though. I'm going to keep that one for my dolphin. That one. Okay, so we're washing these blueberries. Wash, wash, wash. I'm going to wash my dolphin's blueberries. He likes his blueberries washed. I'm going to actually keep a couple out for my dolphin in case that one's too big. So, and we're just going to kind of pour these on top. And that's how that looks at this point, kind of like the first layer. And then we are going to put this pudding, the rest of it on top. I hope my bowl's big enough. I'll use the spatula to kind of get it all out of there. You don't want to waste this. Okay. And then we're going to kind of shake it a bit to smooth it down and get it to settle. Put this in the sink. This is a pretty hands-on thing, so I'm not going to do like I did last time and wash dishes in between. And then we've got this banana for our dolphin. I kind of like him. And let me put the rest of this pudding in. I'm going to wash my spatula off, and I think I called that pudding, but it's actually whipped topping, so it's going on the pudding. So, nice hot water out of the tap there. And wash, dry my hands. And I may not need that other whipped topping. Not sure yet. Stir this up and kind of pour it on top here. Might need a little bit out of that last one. We'll see. Maybe not. I probably could use some of that, but we're going to be stingy and just kind of cheat and pull this over a bit. Cover up that little bit of yellow there. And as always, we are going to get the last bit of whatever's in here. So good. And a lot of times I like to put a couple cookies kind of randomly in there. Everybody likes these cookies. Okay, it's not even, but that's all right. It still tastes the same. Here. And I'm going to wash my banana for my dolphin. Alrighty. So I've washed my banana for my dolphin. And then I'm going to take my knife and hope this works out pretty good. I'm actually going to cut the tip off here. Oh, it's a little tougher than I was expecting, but that's okay. I can get her done. Larry the cable guy. Okay. So, try this again. All right, that worked a lot better. So, kind of cut into the stem there, and then I'm putting that blueberry there, and just take my dolphin off. The reason I washed the banana for my dolphin is because we're putting them in here. So let me get some of these dishes out of the way, and then that way you can get a better look at him. Okay, sometimes when I have a permanent marker available, I'll make a little eye on there, but I didn't bring my permanent marker, and you kind of get the gist of it. But it looks like a little dolphin there coming out of the banana pudding. He's got his little ball there and his little rings of waves, or whatever you want to call it. But when the kids were little, they always got a kick out of me putting that dolphin in there. And the banana's washed, so it's not like you're contaminating your food with that. And then there's always somebody that likes bananas. I'm not the one, but there's always someone that likes bananas, and they can always enjoy that banana later. So anyway, I'm not sure which is the best look for that, but that's our Nanner pudding. Again, we've used banana pudding, or vanilla pudding, vanilla pudding, milk, bananas, blueberries, strawberries, of course the cookies, the whipped topping, and a banana for our dolphin. I hope you enjoyed this. My family enjoys this pudding. You saw how easy it is to make. I follow the directions on the pudding because the consistency won't come out right. Honestly, I eyeball the rest of the ingredients, but it looks like we only use one of these. We use part of a bag of this, but I'd rather get more ingredients than not enough, and half of a bag of this. My name's Deborah. I hope you enjoyed this installment of Deboroni Dinners, and I hope you enjoyed this pudding, and I hope your kids and family enjoy the dolphin in the pudding as much as we do. Thank you.